All right, 3 o'clock. Good to have you with us. Let's get to some college football. So last night, the college football playoff rankings came out, and there was surprise in the air, not by us, but by the idiots on the TV crew, where Michigan was placed fifth. Now, understand, none of this matters. It really doesn't. You're going to play your way in or play your way out. But a lot of people get emotionally tied. They get in their feelings about where the committee puts teams. I would just tell you the only team with a gripe from last night is TCU. They're undefeated. Yep. They got teams that are lost ahead of them. It's wrong, whatever. But I want to talk about Michigan because I have said now for a couple of weeks, I think it's Michigan or Ohio State to win the national title. Maybe my opinion changes if the real Georgia would please stand up. But bottom line, Saturday night against Michigan State, the red zone thing was a thing again, settling for 4 field goals basically on the doorstep against a Spartan defense that's largely been a doormat. And this has been an issue for Michigan. It's been an issue all year. And it's really interesting, Rico, when you go back, you can find articles from last season bemoaning the red zone issues. Mm-hmm. So this is a multi-year problem here. So I wanted to ask Michigan fans, now that we're clear of all the other nonsense, more confident or
David,
less?
He thinks we're clear.
Okay, hold on. What am I missing?
Nothing.
Something else happened today?
No, nothing else happened. It's just, people still angry and upset over that.
Good, let them clutch their pearls.
But no, Mike, you're right. Before you finish with the red zone thing, even the first touchdown that you scored, that play was snuffed out. That was all Blake Corum because he was dead to rights, 3 yards behind the line. But you can't arm tackle Blake Corum; he's just too strong for that. So he went in. But that play, better athleticism, 6 field goals.
No, and look, I want to know if Michigan fans are more confident or less regarding beating OSU. Because I think, look, you can get away with it against this garbage can of a Big Ten. You can. This is a bad Big Ten. That has nothing to do with you. You're the class of it. You and Ohio State are the only 2 teams I can say objectively are really good. Not just good, not really good. But you're whistling by the graveyard a little bit with the amount of field goals, with your conversion rate in the red zone. And you know what I know. You're not beating Ohio State kicking field goals. So I wanted to kind of do a temperature check with Michigan fans, Rico. I don't know if they're even on board with what I've said, that I do believe the winner of that game, Michigan and OSU, is going to win the national title. But I just, if I had a takeaway from Saturday night, it was the fact that Michigan could not score touchdowns, couldn't run up the score, and that was against Michigan State. That's a real problem because they not only have the capability to do it, they had the motive, and they couldn't. And that would be a red flag for me. In the same way that I would say, okay, Ohio State, albeit without your best offensive player, you're still not able to line up and run the ball. And defensively, they gave up a bunch of yards to Penn State, which is a red flag. Penn State is an explosion play or bust team.
Yep.
So, look, I think it's okay to touch base now because in less than a month, look, this has been a very boring year for you. You've played no one. You've done your job. You've been waiting for the Ohio State game. This is basically, ask your grandpa, this is 1974. Play no one, get to OSU. And the whole thing will be on the line. And I want to know if you're confident that you can get that done. Do you believe the red zone thing is a thing? But please do me one favor. This is the only caveat, Rico. It's the only thing I ask of Michigan fan. Do not call up and tell me they're saving all their touchdown plays. Don't do that. Please don't do that to me. That's all I ask.
Oh, man. Mike is taking the venom out the snake, David.
Okay, well, then I'll start first. Mike, They're saving all their touchdown plays.
We're saving all our plays.
They don't need to show anything to beat these teams, so they're just kicking field goals because they're saving them all.
Okay, but then I would say, great. I'd like to call my first witness to the stand, Tennessee. Yeah. Tennessee had Georgia this week. They assassinated Kentucky. Razor sharp precision. And I'd say Kentucky and Penn State are basically the same team. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, look, I just want to know. You can say you're not concerned with it. You could say straight up the team is bored. Do whatever you like. The only knock I would have on Michigan is, I haven't seen the special JJ that so many talked about. Haven't seen it.
No, I don't think that's fair. I think you got a glimpse. You get glimpses of JJ. You don't see. He doesn't dominate the game, but Mike, you look at those third down plays against Michigan State where it was him. He extended it. With
he had 2 really nice scrambles, no doubt. I'm talking about the arm, the deep shots, the accuracy. It's just not. It hasn't shown itself yet. He threw that nice post route to Ronnie Bell late in the game. Beautiful throw. Gorgeous throw. NFL throw. But he's been largely inaccurate downfield. He has opted to check it down. He has opted to play the way the coaches want him to play. So, look, we'll need to see more. He has the ability. And the only other knock is the red zone. They get down there, and they're not cashing in. Thank God they have a great kicker in Jake Moody. But field goals are not going to win you a national title.
No, and that's the problem, because when you look at Michigan, it is that. And the slow start once again coming out the gate. The halftime, the defense makes adjustments, and they've shut down their opponents. But in the first half, going back to Maryland and all the other teams, you don't feel comfortable that, okay, they didn't put them away. And when you start letting teams hang around, you're one mistake away from, now we're behind. Ohio State, I think Ryan Day just has to look himself in the mirror at that beautiful Bond beard and just admit, we don't have a running game this year. We're going to be a passing game. It's going to be finesse. Stop trying. Because it's almost embarrassing where you're like, Ryan, you got the best receivers. Just throw the ball, Ryan. Ryan, just throw the ball. Throw the ball. And around midway third quarter, all right, fine, throw the ball. And then that's when Ohio State separates from whoever they're playing. So both, if you combine Michigan and Ohio State, you got a national champion. Because Michigan can run, Ohio State can pass. But, yeah, JJ's shown me flashes of what people have promised me what he was going to be. And it is a collision course. Neither team, it's not your fault that the rest of the Big Ten is just bad.
No.
I guess Illinois will be the only thing that stands between the two. They get Michigan the game before.
Really? Can you say that with a straight face?
No, I said maybe Illinois.
Take the maybe out of it.
It's why we stopped doing the Big Ten power rankings. Okay.
Literally, Rico's car, all 4 axles blew out at the same time. That's the Big Ten power rank. Done.
David,
right in the middle of the road.
We're sitting there watching the game. I'm like, you know what? I think I just may do the top 10 power ranking because
I've had enough.
I can't. It would be disingenuous to the listeners to try to make people believe. Because really, it just comes down to who's at 1, who's at 2. Do you really care who's 3 through 14? It's just whatever.
So, look, and again, I've got something for Spartan fans in a little bit. Because as much as I don't like Michigan fans, you guys are quickly climbing up my power rank. I'll explain, and then you can tell me what a bad guy I am. 248-539-9797. David, where are you at with this? Outside of the sarcasm of we're saving all our fun plays. Are you concerned with the red zone?
I've been concerned about the red zone since the Indiana game. That game, to me, concerned me in the first half. And, you know, people say, oh, well, the Mike Hart situation may have, okay. But then they came on the Penn State game, and they still didn't score in the red zone. And it continued against Michigan State. So, yes, I am highly concerned about it because you can't beat the Ohio States and you can't beat the Georgias and the Alabamas and the Tennessees in the playoffs this year if you don't score in the red zones. Field goals won't get it done.
See,
this isn't Little League.
David, I think I'm a little more concerned with just the slow start every game of it.
I understand that.
They just don't go out there and show we're the best team. You shouldn't be playing up against us.
And maybe that's part of the red zone issues.
Let me ask you guys a question, though. Is it fair to say it's not a slow start? They haven't put in a good first half since the conference season started. Think about it. Did they play some great first half against Maryland? No. Maryland had a ball bounce off their nuts, and they got a free touchdown. Game was tight at the half. Indiana tied at 10. Michigan State 13-7. Penn State. I don't care about what it shoulda, coulda, woulda been. It was a 1-point game. I don't know if slow start is fair. How about play 4 quarters?
And to be honest, in the Iowa game,
not yelling at either of you.
But Mike, isn't that the equivalent of a slow start?
I don't know.
When they come out, it's
what defines a slow start? 2-4-8. I don't know, Rico.
You are who you are, though, right?
When I look at dominant teams, they normally just go ahead and jump out 14-0, and then your opponent realizes there's no way we're going to win this game. But for the half of every game, Maryland, Iowa, all of these games, it's like Indiana. Wow, is this game really tied at the half?
If Iowa could have connected down the seam with some of those tight ends, they probably would be
Michigan
winning at
State
halftime.
Had a fourth down play.
They would have been winning at halftime.
Right, It's like if you didn't get a touchdown 3 seconds into the game against Maryland, that's what I'm saying is when you allow bad teams to hang around, they start believing that they can win, and that's how you get upset. That's why.
Well, let's face it.
Yeah.
Michigan fans have gotten very comfortable. Again, I feel like it's so pathetic. I have to do like these warning labels for people. This is not a shot at you, Johnny.
Don't qualify it. Just there we go.
You've played a bunch of ass, and you've gotten comfortable not playing well in the first half and not converting in the red zone. And when you go to the playoff or play Ohio State, it's not going to be good enough. So I think you're if you don't get better, if you don't play 4 quarters and you don't fix this red zone thing, you're going to waste the best opportunity Michigan's had to win a national title in Christ. I don't know. Would you say 1 versus 2 back in 06?
Yeah.
They have a real opportunity here because Bama's not Bama. Georgia may not be Georgia. Now, I think they're going to flash their teeth this weekend against Tennessee, but we'll see. We don't believe in Clemson. Like, you guys, you can do this. But you gotta tighten it up. Or maybe not. We'll hear from you guys. 248-539-9797. It's 97.1.